Hi everyone, and welcome to tutorial number 3. In this tutorial we'll really be addressing assignment number 1. So we're going to be building the movie player you need to complete assignment number 1. If you've watched the other videos, then you've already built this or seen this, so you may not need it again. But this is just in case you need the review, and if this is the only video you watch, this is the important one to get you through assignment 1. So what we're going to be doing is building this movie player. And what it does is it brings a movie file in, it changes it black and white, and then we export it. Pretty simple, but pretty quick as well. Again, I'm going to be going through this tutorial quite quickly because I'm assuming that you've actually seen the other tutorials and that you've already gone through this, and this is just a review. So if it's too quick, well, that's the beauty of video. You can always slow me down, or if it's too slow, speed me up. So I'm going to go ahead and close this, and then we're going to build it from scratch. Close that. Sure, I'll save. Okay, so before we get going, create a folder for yourself. Call it whatever you want. Put it wherever you want. I've just called it assignment 1 and put it here on my desktop. Now in this folder you want to place the video that you've recorded. Now remember, the video is a static shot. It's short, it's only a minute long. Static camera, so no moves, and yeah, it's just a single shot. I think I said that. And then it can be in a bunch of different formats. Touch Designer supports .mov files, .m4v, MP4s, MPEGs, AVI, and a bunch of different others. If you're having trouble with that, just convert it to an MP4 or something and you should be good to go. But yeah, so place your video in your folder, and then let's go ahead and open up Touch. Now we've got our trusty example system. We can go ahead and delete that, and I'm going to go to File, Save As, and just choose my folder and call this whatever you want. Call it Luke Assignment 1. Save that. And now I'm going to hit Tab to bring up my operator window, and I'm going to start by bringing in a movie file in. Movie file in. And so now we have our banana, which is the Touch Designer like just stock video / image file. So it's just a placeholder. It's called a movie file in, but it's also what you would use to bring images in. I guess image movie file in didn't sound as nice as movie file in. And what is a movie but a bunch of images in close proximity anyway? So movie file in, we use it for images as well, but for now we're just going to bring in our movie. I'm going to go ahead and over here to the parameters window, and beside File, I'm going to pick this cross here, click that. I'm going to go to my folder and select my video. There we go, we have my video. But we have this little warning sign here. I'm going to left click that to see what's up. It says warning, resolution limited to max 1280 by 1280 with non-commercial key. And that's because with the free version, our resolutions gets capped. So what we can do is go, if we want to get rid of this warning sign, I'm going to go over to the Common tab in the parameters window. Common, click that. Then in output resolution, I'm going to go to custom resolution, and I'm going to change the resolution to 1280 and click the other box by 720. That way I keep the original dimension, so 720. Boom. Again, I'm going quickly because I'm assuming you've already watched the other video and you know what I'm doing. You know roughly what a top is, which is what we're using here. Texture operator. And so now I'm going to right-click on this output, and I'm going to turn my video black and white by using a monochrome operator. So we see now the video's gone black and white. And now I'm going to right click on the mono and select movie file out. Movie file out, and place that down. So what movie file out allows me to do is record whatever's going on in this operator and record it and export it from Touch Designer. So in the movie file out parameters, now I'm going to go to File, hit the cross right beside File, and I'm going to set this to be saved as eating black and white, and save that. So now, if I want to record what's going on here, all I have to do is go over to this movie file out parameters window, go down to record, and click the tab from off to on. So I can click that, and it's going to start recording. See it recording. We see it recording. And then I'm going to click that off, and it's going to stop recording. So now, just to make sure that that happened, I'm just going to minimize that window and open my assignment folder, and there it is. There's my black and white exported video. So that's the basic thing you need for the assignment. This is pretty much all you need. But we're going to take things just one step farther, just to get your toes a little deeper into the Touch Designer waters. And I'm going to disconnect this. I'm going to right click on that and scroll down to disconnect. Actually, you know what? A better way of doing that is keep that connected, and I'm going to right click and go insert operator. Go insert operator. I'm going to choose a null. I'm going to put a null down. And what a null does is acts as a sort of placeholder within our flow. So as you can see in the parameter window of a null, it's empty. There's nothing in it. It's just an empty container. And this is really good for when we need to reference things. And I'll show you what referencing means by going over here, and I'm going to hit tab, go to the component, and open up a window component, set that down. Because what we're going to do now is set our performance screen. And what a performance screen does is basically it allows you to just see the output, and so you don't see any of this network business in Touch Designer. It just shows you your output. And to go into performance mode, if you go to top left-hand corner under File, there's a little symbol. It looks like a letter, almost like a postage letter. If you click that now, it's going to be a blank screen. Sure enough, blank screen. That's because we haven't set a performance window. I'm going to hit Escape to get out of this, to get back to this. And so what we need is to set our window as a performance window, and we also need to tell our window which operator we want to be showcased. So now we want it to be this null, because it's the last in line here before we're recording. So there's a couple ways to reference. The easiest is in this window operator or component in its parameters. There's a window operator first. Like the first parameter is for window operator, and that's telling this window component which operator we want to be shown. So we can go ahead if we left click on null and then drag it over to this text box in the window operator box and let go, then that sets null1 to be our operator window. And that's how we reference. We're telling window 1, hey, have a look at this null1 guy. He's got some interesting things going on, and we'd like you to show us stuff. So that's the reference. And you can also you could put this in manually as long as the name matches the name of the operator, but the clicking and dragging is good too. Now the next thing we need to do is set this window as our performance window, and so go down to set perform window parameter, and I'm going to hit set. So now if I go to performance mode in the top left hand corner, there we have our video. So again, you don't need this necessarily for assignment 1, but it's just good practice to have. So now, basically, once you've done this, you've created your own video, you've brought it into Touch, you've affected it by turning it black and white, and then you've exported it. You've created a movie player system. So you go ahead and zip this folder so that we're keeping all the references and dependencies for this file together. And there's your assignment 1.